Look, I made my bed for this video, so promise me you'll watch it to the very end. So how does a person go from being one of the most broke kids in the neighborhood growing up to building a business that literally makes over £10,000 in a single day some days? Well, in this video, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Check out this barista I got from Starbucks. Anyway, I put together a brand new training for you that teaches you how to build an Amazon business without using any of your money. If you want to grab it for free, just click the link in the description and you can get started with that straight away. You also get £991 worth of free trainings just for showing up. So click the link in the description, you can check it out. So it's interesting when people talk about the philosophy of success. Why do some people get success? Why do some people just fail and fail and fail? Well, I think there's three main reasons why, and I'm going to break them down for you in this video. Hopefully this will help you move forward just a little bit faster, because really that's all you need. A little bit more speed, a little bit more results, and it could change everything for you in your life. So one thing you have to understand is that in my first year in business, when things really took off for me, it didn't happen gradually. In fact, what happened was we had what I would describe as a hockey stick curve kind of progression. In fact, it started out kind of like this. But once things started to take off, really, my businesses started to snowball and we saw this kind of level of results. And this is really what happens if you understand the concepts I'm going to tell you in this video about success. There's three main things you need really if you want to build a business and you want it to take off exponentially. In fact, let me just show you one of my businesses and how it's performing right now. So like this month, this is my Stripe account. This one business has done £32,729 in the past 4 weeks. Like, how does that happen? Like, obviously a few years ago, when I was working in a bar earning £7 an hour, this would have been insane to me. I've done 32 times the amount of cash in a 4-week period as I used to make. I used to make under £1,000 a month. So what really made this happen? Well, look, the first thing I think is a really big deal is belief. It's funny because whenever you go on a video about how to make money, a lot of people talk strategy. Like, these are the steps you need to take to make money. And look, that stuff's super important. Like, without strategy, you're not going to get anywhere. But nobody implements a strategy that they don't believe in. Right? People wouldn't go to the gym if they didn't believe they could put on muscle or lose weight. Right? A lot of people get stuck in these thought cycles of, dieting doesn't work, or, I'm a hard gainer and I can't put on weight. So they don't have the belief and then they don't implement the strategy. So really you need the belief first to make any of this stuff work. One of the things that plagues our society is a low level belief you're basically going to fail. Right? Most people believe that the thing they're doing isn't going to work and they're going to fail, right? And now people don't really say this, but you can tell that actually the common narrative is that you're going to fail. This is why people say things like, isn't business risky? Or it's competitive out there. And people throw around phrases such as, the rich get richer, the 1%. I think the real reason that people have this low-key belief that they're going to fail is because, to be honest with you, if you look at the masses, like if you look at the world as a whole, most people do actually fail. So having this low-key belief in failure is kind of accurate because most people believe that they are going to fall into the huge percentage of people, the 99.9% of people who will never achieve huge amounts of success, and they're not going to fall into the 0.1% who succeed. So having this belief that you're going to be part of the masses is way more convenient, and quite often most people are right. However, what happens is you get this self-fulfilling prophecy that because you believe that you're never going to be successful, you actually never become successful. So one of the first things you have to do is break this cycle and come out of this belief system. One of the ways you can do this is look for evidence. Evidence Look at examples of people who have gone against the odds, left the masses who are unsuccessful, and joined the 0.1% of people who are highly successful. The more you train your mind to look for these examples, the more you will believe that it's also possible for you. Because in so many cases, you'll realize that these people weren't really special. They were pretty average. They didn't have crazy amounts of intelligence, and still they managed to get a huge level of success. Then once you've broken out of this low-key belief in failure, what you need to do is find a real opportunity. Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much belief you have. If you go off and try and build a business that's just a complete scam, or that just fundamentally will never work, it doesn't matter how much belief you have. The strategy isn't going to work. So you have to find a real opportunity. Again, how do you verify if something is real? It's all down to evidence. We want to see that other people have done this and succeeded. Now, you don't have to look at the masses in that opportunity. Again, we have to look at the minority of people who've been successful. And the aim is to copy the stuff they did and replicate their results. So once you've fixed this belief issue and you've found a real opportunity, what do you do next? Well, the second part is really about developing an obsession with being successful. Have you ever noticed that successful people seem a little bit crazy? Like they seem to think completely differently from everybody else. They also act completely differently from everybody else. Really, this is because they are obsessed with hitting their goal. They will stop at nothing until they achieve what they want to achieve. Like most people never develop this level of obsession with their success. Now, you probably obsessed over other things, right? People obsess over their children, which is obviously a good thing. People obsess over self-hatred, which is obviously a negative thing. People obsess over stuff like Lord of the Rings and other stuff like that, which, is cool, but it's not going to make you successful. You have to become obsessed with achieving your goals, which is a completely different thing that a lot of people never really learn how to do. So obsession breeds a few things. It breeds mainly consistency. Right? When you're obsessed with something, you do it all the time. You do it every single day. You think about it all day, and sometimes you wake up and think about it in the middle of the night. We all know you have to be consistent to be successful. So when you believe something's definitely going to happen, when you get obsessed with that thing, then you can be consistent. And you can be consistent in applying the strategies that need to be applied to make the real opportunity actually work. Now, along with consistency, if you want to grow and get more and more and more successful, you don't just do the same thing over and over again. In fact, what you want to do is keep improving. They call it the 1% rule. So every day, if you just improve what you did yesterday by 1%, think how quickly you can grow and evolve. So constantly measuring your progress as you move forward, as you're being consistent, is the key to getting overwhelming results. Like in my first month selling on Amazon, I made something like £1,000 in profit. Right? This happened, I think it was actually in about 6 weeks getting started. In my 11th month, I made £50,000 selling on Amazon. It was about £10,000 profit in November 2015. Why did this happen? Well, it's because I tried to be just a little bit better each day. I tried to grow the business by a little bit each day. When you put that rule into practice, you will be shocked at how fast your business can snowball. Now, obviously, you might be obsessed with your business model. You might be very consistent and focusing on the 1% rule, but obviously some days things are just not going to go well. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. How do you keep moving forward when shit hits the fan? Well, it's pretty simple. Focus on the process. Instead of focusing 100% on results, which, look, we all want results, right? But sometimes they just don't come as quick as you want. So rather than focusing on that, focus on the process. All right? And instead of, why didn't I make any sales today? You could ask yourself, how could I have been more efficient today? How could I have arranged my day today a little bit better so I got more done? How can I stick to the strategy better? Becoming obsessed with the process is much more healthy than becoming obsessed with your results. And when you obsess over a really good process and keep developing it, the results will come. It's just inevitable. Then the third thing you need is accountability. I'm just going to have to pretend that I actually wrote that properly. So you've probably heard the word accountability. What does it really mean? Well, it means surrounding yourself with people who expect you to be successful. The first step with this is to eliminate people who expect you to fail. There's going to be friends you hang around with, family you hang around with a lot of the time who have a really, really low belief in your success and in their success and just in life in general. Really, you want to spend less time with those people. Why? Because you'll start to believe the same things they believe. It's just human nature. At the end of the day, we evolved in tribes, and what would happen is you would adopt the same thoughts and behaviors as the other people in your tribe, right? This is how we form connections. This is how we basically survive as a human race. There's really nothing you can do about this behavior, but what you can do is change your tribe, right? If you hang around with drug addicts and people who are homeless and unemployed all the time, think how your mindset is going to change versus if you hang around with millionaires, right? Naturally, the things you associate yourself with, you do on a day-to-day basis will just completely change. So this doesn't mean you have to just cut everyone out of your life, but if there are certain people who bring you down, maybe just spend a bit less time with them. Once you've eliminated some people, next you want to attract some successful people or people with the same goals as you. You don't always have to be going for people who are doing better. It could be people on the same level or even not doing as well as you. But if they have the same vision for the future, then it's good to be around people like that. People who have drive, people who have energy, people who are positive, they will pull you up, and really your effort levels at that point will be reduced. Because this stuff happens without you even realizing. One of the things that accountability brings is rivalry and also support. What's rivalry? Rivalry is where you have a friend and you're both going for the same thing and there's a little bit of healthy competition between you. Now this is natural and it always happens. When two people are butting heads and competing with each other, naturally, because of this competition, you want to do better and your results improve. And all the other stuff I talked about, being consistent, the 1% rule, getting better all the time, all that stuff starts to happen automatically because you really want to beat your friends' results. And obviously alongside rivalry is support. Like if you're not doing too well and you're hanging out with somebody who is having a great day that day, they'll pull you up and they'll say, hey, you know what, this one didn't go too well, but pick yourself up, keep moving forward, because tomorrow's going to be a better day and, it's fine, right? And they'll help you stay motivated. I remember as my Amazon business was growing, I hit a point where I hit the VAT threshold and I realized that my profit margins were going to be pretty much halved. And I was getting really down about this because I thought I was going to have to do twice the amount of work to get the same results. And I had a chat with my friend about it and he just basically said, it doesn't really make that much difference. You have to just see your business as something that does volume, kind of like Tesco's, right? They have huge amounts of volume and the person who runs Tesco's doesn't do all the work. They just have staff members that do all the work and that's how they make, a really awesome business. And just by talking through it with him, it made me realize that actually things weren't so bad and this was a thing that kept me moving forward. If I didn't have that conversation, who knows, I might have been really demotivated and I could have even quit the business at that point. So these are 3 things that have helped me grow my business to make more than 10K in a day. Which one are you missing in your life right now? What do you need to work on the most? Type in the comments below, let me know what you need to focus on, and hit subscribe for more videos like this. We'll catch up very soon.